Santa Clarita Valley is more than just neighborhoods, it's a community where people show up for each other. Here, connection is woven into daily life, from friendly waves to shared moments at local events. The valley's true strength lies in its people, who support one another through challenges and celebrate together in good times. When adversity strikes, the community's roots only grow deeper, fostering resilience and empathy. This is the world Maria called home, a place where healing begins with connection. Her journey is a testament to the power of vulnerability and the strength found in community. Maria, a pillar of her community, was known for her warmth. Her smile could light up a room, and her genuine kindness touched everyone she met. She was the neighbor who always offered a helping hand, the friend who listened without judgment, and the heart of every gathering. Her laughter, infectious and bright, filled the air at every SCV community gathering. She seemed to radiate joy, effortlessly connecting with others and creating a sense of belonging wherever she went. People were drawn to her vibrant spirit and her ability to make them feel seen and valued. But beneath the surface of this radiant persona, she carried a silent pain, a weight that threatened to pull her under. A hidden trauma cast a long shadow over her life, one that she desperately tried to conceal from the world. She hid her trauma behind a mask of normalcy, a carefully constructed facade designed to protect her from judgment and vulnerability. Each day was a performance, a constant effort to maintain the illusion of strength and composure. Believing strength meant never showing her cracks, she internalized her struggles, convinced that vulnerability was a sign of weakness. She thought that bearing her burdens alone was the only way to protect herself and those around her. The isolation was suffocating, a heavy blanket that stifled her spirit and dimmed her inner light. The more she tried to hide her pain, the more it consumed her, creating a chasm between her public persona and her private reality. Her joy fading as she struggled alone, she felt like she was slowly disappearing, losing herself in the darkness of her secret. The weight of her silence grew heavier with each passing day, threatening to crush her completely. Maria's fear of judgment, the fear of being seen as flawed or broken, kept her trapped in this cycle of silence and suffering. She worried about what others would think if they knew the truth, if they saw the pain she was desperately trying to conceal. Even as her inner world crumbled, she clung to the illusion of control, convinced that maintaining her silence was the only way to survive. But the cracks were beginning to show, and the strain was becoming unbearable. One day, overwhelmed in a parking lot, the weight of her secret became too much to bear. The carefully constructed facade began to crumble, and the pain she had been suppressing for so long threatened to erupt. She realized her self-built walls, intended to protect her, had become a prison, isolating her from the very connection and support she desperately needed. The silence that once seemed like a shield had become a cage. In that moment, a flicker of hope ignited within her. She paused, caught between the familiar comfort of silence and the terrifying possibility of vulnerability. She wondered, what if true strength meant asking for help? What if vulnerability wasn't a weakness, but a pathway to healing and connection? What if sharing her burden could actually lighten the load? That question marked the beginning of her journey out of silence, a journey towards self-acceptance, healing, and the rediscovery of her own inner strength. It was the first crack in the wall, the first step toward freedom. Maria's first step was daring to reach out, to break the chains of silence and seek the support she so desperately needed. It was a courageous act of self-compassion, a testament to her resilience and her unwavering hope for a brighter future. Maria knew she needed help, a safe space to process her experiences. After some research, she found a local support group that seemed promising. It was a step outside of her comfort zone, but she felt compelled to try. The first meeting was daunting, a room of strangers, each carrying their own burdens, their faces etched with stories she couldn't yet imagine. The air was thick with unspoken emotions, a mix of hope and trepidation. At first, she listened in silence, absorbing the atmosphere, trying to understand the unspoken rules of this new world. She observed the dynamics, the subtle cues of empathy and understanding that flowed between the participants. She was comforted by the honesty and acceptance she witnessed. People shared their deepest fears and vulnerabilities without judgment, creating a space of profound connection. Vulnerability was welcomed, not judged. It was the currency of this unique community. Each person's story, no matter how painful, was met with compassion and respect. Tears were met with understanding, a shared acknowledgement of the pain that life can inflict. There was no pressure to be strong, only an invitation to be real. Over time, Maria realized she wasn't alone in her struggles. The weight on her shoulders felt a little lighter knowing that others carried similar burdens. Her pain was shared by others, a common thread weaving through their individual stories. This realization was a turning point, a glimmer of hope in the darkness. One night, after weeks of silent observation, she finally spoke, her voice trembling slightly. "Me too." In that moment, connection replaced isolation. The simple act of sharing her truth created an instant bond with the others in the room. By reaching out, she began to heal herself, one small step at a time. The support group provided a mirror, reflecting back her own strength and resilience. The group became her lifeline, a constant source of encouragement and understanding during a difficult time. It was a space where imperfection was embraced, where vulnerability was celebrated, and where authenticity was valued above all else. Maria learned that vulnerability is the bridge to true connection, the key to unlocking genuine relationships and finding solace in shared experiences. In that humble circle, surrounded by strangers who became friends, she reclaimed her voice, speaking her truth without fear or shame. And her story, once hidden in the shadows, became a source of strength and inspiration for herself and others. Healing, she discovered, begins when we let ourselves be seen, when we dare to show up authentically and share our stories with the world. Maria's healing inspired her to give back. She began facilitating the support group, offering empathy and understanding from her own experience. Soon, she launched connection circles across Santa Clarita, safe spaces for honest conversation and shared humanity. Maria's approach was simple: be real, listen deeply, and create trust. She wasn't a therapist, just a fellow traveler guiding others through darkness. Her courage sparked a movement, helping people realize the power of sharing their stories. Maria turned her pain into purpose, weaving a stronger, more connected community. Maria's impact, a testament to her unwavering dedication, extends far beyond the confines of any single program or initiative. It is best seen, not just observed, but truly felt, in the lives she's touched, the connections she's fostered, and the profound sense of belonging she has cultivated within the community. Her work has created a ripple effect of positive change. John, a retired firefighter, a man who had faced countless emergencies and bravely served his community, found unexpected relief and solace in her group, a safe haven where he could finally take off his armor. For the first time, John shared, his voice thick with emotion, I could just be a man who was hurting, without the weight of expectations or the pressure to be strong. Sarah, a new mother navigating the often overwhelming challenges of parenthood, discovered a profound sense of belonging and understanding, a lifeline in a sea of uncertainty. I found my village in that room, Sarah explained, her eyes shining with gratitude. A group of women who understood what I was going through and offered unwavering support. Maria's circles helped normalize vulnerability, breaking down the stigma surrounding mental health and creating a space where individuals felt safe to share their struggles and seek help. This, in turn, was inspiring others, witnessing the courage of their peers to seek support and embark on their own journeys of healing and self-discovery. Even those outside her immediate groups felt the ripple effect, a shift in the community's collective consciousness. Mental health conversations became more open, more frequent, and more accepted across the community, fostering a culture of empathy and understanding. Her work, her dedication, and her unwavering belief in the power of human connection proved that one person's courage, one person's willingness to be vulnerable, can ignite widespread healing and transform an entire community. The message is clear, resonating with each and every one of us. You are not alone in your struggles, in your pain, or in your journey. Your story matters, your voice deserves to be heard, and your experiences are valid. Together, the community's voices, a tapestry of individual stories woven together, form a powerful chorus of hope, resilience, and unwavering support. Maria's journey reveals a universal truth. Healing happens in connection, not isolation. We're wired for empathy and belonging. Trauma severs these bonds, but sharing restores them. Me too are the most powerful words when we're struggling. True resilience isn't about going it alone. It's about building bridges and supporting each other. Maria's transformation shows that strength is found in vulnerability and community. Her work is living proof that authentic connection makes us all stronger. We heal side by side in the spaces where our stories are met with compassion. Maria's story is a call to action for all of us. Healing begins in small moments, listening, sharing, and reaching out. You can create connection in your own community simply by being present and real. The model Maria started can be replicated anywhere. All it takes is empathy and courage. Let's challenge the myth of going it alone and build communities where vulnerability is welcomed. The path to healing is walked together, one conversation at a time. Your community is waiting. Let's start walking.